touchdown, but that second INT, the one that spelled disaster. Stafford, meantime, 375 and 3 through the air as the Colts suffer their first loss of the season. Welcome aboard to this CBS Sports HQ post-game show. Joe Musso, pleased to be in studio alongside my guys, CBS NFL analyst Emery Hunt and Lee Douzable, and our lead NFL insider Jonathan Jones. Our focus starts on this LA Rams team that comes up with a big drive late in the game. Matthew Stafford, we could delve into the numbers. Dews, I'll go to you first here. Just, is there any quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen that you believe more in inside the 2-minute mark than Matthew Stafford?
Not at all. One of the best competitors I've ever played against. People were talking about his back issues and would he be able to play a prolonged part in this season. And each week he just goes out there and proves that Father Time is undefeated, but not for Matt Stafford. He can continue to go and play at a high level. Moose, we were watching the game. Some of those throws he just makes look easy, even at his late 30s stage right now. So if you're the Rams, you love you're able to get a play at the end to Tutu Atwell. Again, the Colts aided in that by having only 10 guys on the field. A guy slips. Now you're only playing with 9 versus 11. But you have to love the way that Matt Stafford continued to compete because that Colts defensive line got after him in that first half.
And it's funny because when you look at this matchup, you see two teams in the Rams that have been here before, that understand the situation, and you see a young team in the Colts trying to get to that spot. And when you're having those type of teams and when you're facing each other as, hey, this is an up-and-comer, now you're looking at a squad in the Rams, it's like, okay, we know the situation, we know what we got to do, we know we got to have some success. It yields itself to them being comfortable in these moments. They felt like, hey, if we just get a stop, we're going to go right back down the field and going to score. Regardless of how we played all throughout the day, this doesn't matter to us. This is a young team. They're going to crack under pressure. We won't because we've been here before and done it.
And I 1,000% agree with you because when they got the ball back, we're all like, that's way too much time to give Matthew Stafford, right? And so, yeah, you have the busted coverage, right? And you got 10 guys on the field. The Rams, we all felt like if you're watching that game, they're just going to go down, kill the clock, and then kick the game-winning field goal and win by 3 anyway, right? That's the way that this was moving. You know, that was a huge mistake by a Colts team that this was the big test for them, right? They're 3-0, but now they're facing a Rams team, a legitimate playoff contending team, one that could go deep into the NFC playoffs, and you're like, all right, let's see it. And frankly, I did see a lot from the Colts, but to come out of – that was the first play of the drive. Yeah. To not have 11 players on the field for the first play. Inexcusable. Unforgivable.
Yeah. Unforgivable there, unforgivable, earlier in the game at the goal line where we see 6 points, if not 7, squandered. We'll get into that moment, but I want to go a step deeper on what you said there. Not all losses project the same. This is a road trip. This is a team that's finding its confidence still. This is a quarterback that, yes, throws 2 interceptions, but did find productivity in drives. The Colts, relative to their division, still have to feel, I don't want to call it the driver's seat, but comfortable about what they can do in the long term.
I don't think there's any doubt that they should feel decent about where they are right now. But let's also remember that this is a Colts team that, for Chris Ballard's reign as general manager, he has put together some talented Colts teams. And it hasn't been about September or October necessarily. It's been about how they squander it in December and early January. Yeah. And so what we need to see is, okay, a 3-0 Colts team. Everybody's feeling great about it. Daniel Jones, comeback player of the year. You play a Rams team that should be going deep in January. You play them very tough. But that's not the test for this Colts team. The test is going to come once we get to weeks 13, 14, and on. And so I believe this is a Colts team that very well could be at the top of the AFC South standings around Thanksgiving. Let's see if they still are once we get to New Year's.
You're going to go as far as your quarterback play is going to take you in this NFL. What'd you make of Daniel Jones' day?
I loved it. Here's the thing. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He's been efficient. He hadn't, up until this point, turned the ball over. That was one of the biggest issues they had in this ballgame was the turnovers, and also the fact that you have a situation where 11 penalties and the extra bonus turnover coming from A.D. Mitchell. But I thought Daniel Jones was playing his best game. What were one of the questions about Daniel Jones coming into the season or in his career was how can he throw the deep ball? Everything that he throws to the neat was fine, but when he goes deep down the field, the ball hangs in the air, all of those things. We saw him miss a couple of deep balls today, was confident, testing some tight windows in the passing game at the intermediate level, ran when he could. And the run game, along with the offensive line, I thought played a well of a game. But this was a situation where the Colts could not beat themselves, and they did a great job in helping the Rams win this ball game.
And I'm so glad you brought up the penalties. It was because when the penalties occurred, right? The Jonathan Taylor touchdown, A.D. Mitchell, a hold, takes a bad angle, grabs the defensive back by the back, And Jonathan Taylor would have made him miss and gotten to the end zone anyway, right? Tyler Warren in the red zone, right? The offensive pass interference takes away potential 7 right there. Now you only get 3. It keeps the Rams in the game. So it goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like, the Rams have been in these scenarios before. The Colts haven't. And I would say the lack of experience showed at the most pivotal, crucial points of the game, and that's why they lost.
It's not a Rams team that you want to throw too many life preservers, and they did that time and again in this game. Dudes, I'm glad you could make it to set with us here. You were physically ill after that A.D. Mitchell play. I mean, this is something we've seen before in the NFL.
Yeah.
It is a rule. It's the way it's applied. It continues to plague teams in big moments. It plagued the Indianapolis Colts a year ago, Jonathan Taylor, and they missed the playoffs because of it. Just take me through your thought process when you see something like that continuing to happen.
You know, if you're Shane Steichen, you've harped on this. You talked about it, Moose. It cost them a game versus the Broncos last year. And let's not forget, for the last 2 years, this team has been a game or 2 out of playoff contention. Games like this come back to bite you. You literally have a chance to go up double digits on the team, but you don't finish the play, and you fumble the ball out of the back of the end zone, and you give it to the LA Rams. And Emory just told you, a team that has been here before, you cannot keep giving them opportunities. And A.D. Mitchell, I talked about the holding penalty. He had a tough day, right? He had the fumble there, holding penalty, takes a touchdown off for Jonathan Taylor. Those are plays you just cannot make. You got an opportunity because Alex Pierce was hurt today.
Yep.
And you didn't relish in that opportunity because you made 2 pivotal mistakes that essentially cost your team the game.
Yeah, he was the LVP in this game. I think we all agree because this touchback rule comes up several times in a year.
Yeah.
And people call it the worst rule in football.
I love it.
I love it.
I think everyone here at the desk is very much in favor of the ball is worth millions. And when you enter into this beautiful holy land that is the end zone, you get 6 points there. And you don't get 6 points anywhere else in the entire NFL. And so when you get that opportunity, you better hold on to the football. And if look at
everything.
this,
Ball means
right
everything.
here,
It's worth millions.
and this ball right here, if
Hit
I
it
go
across the goal line.
anywhere, it's 0 points. But if I go into that magical end zone, it's 6.
Yep.
So I have to hold on to it because if I drop it right now, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But in the end zone, it should matter.
That just made me
How
uncomfortable.
about to say, I'm about to dive on that ball right
That thing off the ground.
My thing is, though, like, how with these young teams, how can you handle success? They were 3-0, toast of the town. How can you handle success? And these are the type of moments you have to win, these high leverage moments.
So, I was going to say, to that point, I can't wait to see how they handle this adversity and bounce back. Because then this will show us if this Colts team is truly a team that could potentially make some noise in the playoffs.
Home against Vegas.
It's an opportunity earned 60 minutes at a time. We got more games going final here in our evening window. Next up, we'll turn our attention to a San Francisco team not trying to make a mistake against a team that they shouldn't have any issue with. But first, a look at Matthew Stafford, who joins rarefied air you only achieve through longevity. Stafford, Roethlisberger, Breeze, Manning, Brady. Game-winning drives now 50 for Matty Goodtime.